Now I will discuss to you about creating tables through MS Word. Now, a table is an arrangement of data made up of horizontal rows and vertical columns. Cells are the rectangles that are formed when rows and columns intersect. Now, tables are ideal for organizing information in an orderly manner. So, for example, you can use it in creating calendars, invoices, contact lists, organizers, diba? So, those are ways on how you can make use of table. Now, Word provides you several options in order for you to create tables. So, first method is the dragging method. So, you go to your Insert tab and then Tables group. Click on this drop-down list. So, these boxes right here, diba? So, if you go over those boxes, you can see that it would change into a color, or the outline color changes. And then as you can see on your document page, it would reflect the kind of the table that you have chosen. So the size or the measurement of the tables. In this case, if you're trying to create a 3 by 3, so you can just click on that. If you're trying to create a 10 by 8, so that's how, or this is the dragging method of inserting a table. However, this has a limitation because as you can see, it only creates a table up to a 10 by 8 measurement. So that is the limitation. However, what if you would like to create a table with more rows or more columns? So you can make use of the insert table dialog box. So if you click on that, this dialog box will appear, and then here you can already specify how many columns or rows you would like. So for instance, you would like a 5 by 20 table, then you can also specify the auto fit behavior, and then see, it would show you a 5 by 20 table. Now another way in order for you to create a table is, next option is simply drawing a table yourself. So if you click and drag, see, you can customize or freely draw the table, the size of your table that you would want. So a while ago, this was already in auto fit. So if you want to make a smaller table, diba, then you can customize the height of your table cells. So this one, you can simply customize it. So see, you can just draw. Then here you can customize the number of rows or columns. So this is when drawing a table would be more useful if the kind of table that you are presenting is more specialized. So diba, in this case, see, each row have different number of columns. So in this case, this third row has 5 columns, while the second row only has 4. Well, the first row only has 3, and then they have different widths and so on. So drawing a table is more useful if you are making a more specialized table. So it would suit however you would want your table to be used or how you would want your table to look like. Now, aside from drawing a table, you can also make use of, or there are also built-in table options available for you. So here you can just go into quick tables, and then you can have calendars. So these are the common uses of tables, no? So calendars here with subheads and so on. So if you like to create a calendar, so see, it is presented in a table form. So that is how easy it is to create a table. Now, if you noticed, when you create the table, there were 2 additional tabs that appeared in your ribbon. So you have the Design tab and the Layout tab. Now, these are your additional table tools. So in your design tab, you can customize, of course, the design or the appearance of your table. So here you have your style options. If you want your table to have a header row, so you can just click on that to have a header row. So you can see the difference of if we unclick the header row, you can see here the styles. See, they have no headers, or the first row would be the same as all the other rows. And then if you would unclick the first column as well, so see, your table would all look the same. So if you click on the header row and the first column, so as you can see here in your table styles, your first row or your header row and your first column has a different style. So that your header and then your first column would be emphasized. So that is how that are the options available for your table style. So you can also have the total rows or the last column, banded rows and banded columns. So here, as you can see, so these are the styles available. So let's Okay, now as mentioned or as you've already seen, there are already pre-formatted styles available for you you can use the colors, the emphasis, where the accents are, where the highlightings are. So there are already options available for you. So the table styles would again depend on the options that you selected here in the table options group. Now, these table options would again, as I mentioned, make it easier for you to stylize or to make your table more prettier. So this is an option. Now, you can also have the option to customize yourself. If you don't like the styles available, you can customize it yourself using the shading and the border. So shading, you have the option if you don't like the color palettes presented in the table styles, so you can create your own color palettes. So if you would like it to be purple, for instance, this whole section, I would like it to be purple, and then all the other rows or and columns or all the other cells would be let's say a lighter purple. So there, you can customize it yourself using the shading option. So that's how you can customize it or do it yourself. Now, aside from the color fill or the cell fill, you can also customize the borders. So the borders, you can have it in a different style. So you have here the different borders available. You can have the different options of what kind of border. So if you would like a kind of a like double line or double ruled border, you can have that option. So see here, that part is double ruled, and then you can also choose how thick the border is. See, you can also choose the color of the border. So there you have options available. So that is how you can personalize your table according to your own liking. So again, if you don't like the options available, so there are various available options or designs or tools for you that you can use. So you can just try on these things and then practice or test these materials and how you would want them to be used. Now, again, to make life easier, let's just choose a pre-formatted table style. Now, moving on is we'll go to the layout tab. Now, if the design tab deals with the appearance of your text or the style of not text but rather table, the appearance of your table, layout goes more in detail of really what happens in your table. So here you can have the options to view the grid lines or not. So if you don't like to view the grid lines, you would see here the dotted lines in this area already disappeared, but if you'd like to view it, so you have that option as well. You can have the select tool, the properties of your table. Now you can also have, again, the draw table options. So even if you have this pre-formatted table already, if you have other customizations that you would like to add, for example, separate this part into let's change the border style for a while. Okay, so for example, that part, so you can have that option. Or you can, if you don't like a certain part of your table, so you can just erase it, so that way. Then you also have options to delete either the cell, the column, the row, or the whole table itself. So if you change your mind and then you only would like to have a 4-column table, so you can just delete that certain column that you would like to have. So see, it's already 4-column. If you only like it to have 15 column 15 rows rather, so this was 5 by 20, so you can delete those rows. So see, you have those options. Now you can also insert above and below, of course, for the rows, so above and below, left and right for the specific columns. So that's how you can easily insert a column or a row. Now, moving on to the merge section, you also have options to merge or split your cell or table. So when you say merge, of course, merging is when you join together two different cells or merge cells. If you click on that, so let's try to merge this whole row. So you click on merge cells. As you can see, it's already composed of one whole row, instead of it being 5 columns. So it's now 1 column, 1 row. Now if you would like to split it again, so just specify the number of columns the cell would be split and then how many rows. In this case, for instance, it's just 2. So see, it was split exactly in half or into 2. So that's how you can split cells. You can also split tables. Just simply click on the area where you would want the splitting will end. So in this case, there, let's put end here. Next. So if this is where your table will split, so no, not there. Oops, no, it was correct. No, it should be end here, and then this is your next. And then your insertion point would start at the cell where your next table would be at. So if you click on the split table, so there. So you created or you splitted the table available. Now you also have you can also modify the size of the cell. Now in this case, you can auto fit it either to the contents, windows, and fixed column width. So you've already seen this when you were or when we were inserting the table using the inserts table dialog box. So it does the same thing. And then you can also specify the width and height itself. So if you want your cell to be of bigger width, so there you can have that. Or if the width is, you would like it to be wider, so there you can adjust the width of your cell. See, so this cell's width adjusted, and then thus adjusting the whole table as well. So you have those options available for you. Now, aside from which is that you can also equally distribute the height and the width. So just click on distribute rows. See, it distributed or it changed and it equalized the height of your rows. Or you can distribute the columns. So there, that's how you can do it. Now, another way, or aside from the cell size, you can also customize or modify the alignment of your text. So for instance, let's increase the height here so that it would be very much emphasized. Okay, so if we highlight the text, and then the default alignment is an align top left, so that is a default. So you can choose or have different options of the alignment. So as you can see here, the alignment of the text also changes with the command that you chose. Aside from that, you can also change the direction of the text. So right now it is in horizontal text, so you can change it to vertical. So that's how you can do it. And then you can also personalize the cell margins. So there you have options if you want to have a margin of the cell itself. So that's how you can change it. Now, aside from these things, you can also have, or in the data section, data group, if you are dealing with a lot of data, for example, you are dealing with a list. For instance, this has a list. Let's try. um, Okay, so if we sort it out, so we can sort the column, the type of text, so ascending or descending, so we can sort it in descending. So see, it changed from A to J, so it is already in descending order. So you also have those options. Now convert to text. This is in table forms. If we click it, convert text, so it's either we separate text with paragraph marks, tabs, or commas. Then if we click on OK, see, it's not in table form already, but rather in text form. So that is how you can convert it to text. Now, if we through tables in Word also, we can apply formulas and make use of simple calculations. So unlike Excel, wherein you can really do complicated formulas, so in Word is you are already you are or your options, formula options are limited. So this is how you insert the formula. So for example, sum, and then you will just select the text or the data that you would like to add, and so on. So that is how you insert a formula. Now we'll just flash to you the what do you call that? So that is how you add the formula. So that's all about creating tables, modifying tables, and formatting tables using MS Word.